touch that point because we as a Hispanic community, we have that chip inside of like everybody tell us like you come here to work hard,
Yes.
and we are one of the, I think in my mind, and nobody can take me out of that, but I think that we are the most harder, the work harder people that I know. You are gonna see us like under snow, under the sun, and working long time shift and all of that. But then we are the lowest amount of families receiving inherited wealth.
Yep.
That's demographic right now. That we just bought 441,000 homes in the last year, but even though we're still behind on the generational wealth, what do you think is that gap?
I think the gap is in the education piece, right? We learn from our parents, and our parents teach us from what they've learned through their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much, vas a trabajar duro. You're going to just work. If you want, money in your life, if you want what you have to work hard for it. But there's a different way that we weren't taught. So if we can, provide some of that education through things like NAHREP and events and just have little sessions, then the more people that attend these events and now they can share and educate people.
Is NAHREP actually planning events for the community? Or just for the professionals?
The goal right now, it's kind of a mix. We tried last year to host an event that was for the public, along with the real estate professionals. And I think it was just a trial and error, but it can be done. It has been done. So it's just a matter of fine tuning the pieces. How can we bring people in to learn about it and provide that content that could be of value for everybody,
or at least pushing us, the professionals.
Yeah,
we are
here are the cards. Go out there and educate the community.
Yeah.
And this is the way. This is the correct way, because we know that there's a lot of people out there giving the wrong info.
Yeah,
and we all know that.
Or not all of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, or not all of it.
So I have a question about the educational piece of NAHREP, but before that, this is a moment that we can let's put our heads together. There's a lot of smart people here, and we can put our heads together and how can we reach out to the broader community and put an event together for them. That will be like really cool, because what we are talking about, it affects more than just realtors, and it's like families and Hispanic and all what is happening right now. We need to put the narrative on people's mouth.
Yeah.
Because we have to start changing what we say. If we don't change what we say, if we don't change our history from our own stories that we're telling, we're not going to change the reality.
Right.
So going back to the educational piece, what is NAHREP doing to educate this part of the generational wealth, and how also is NAHREP, especially here in Oregon, doing for empower, because I read that it's an empowerment, so we can have more sustainable Latino ownership. So how is the empowerment piece and how is the educational piece?
So one part that has been in discussion, and they just brought it last year to our main national conference, which is a lot about wealth building, was bringing along our kids. So we could put all our kids into these rooms to be able to learn how to create IRAs, how to set up their own businesses, how to do things that are normally not really taught, but now they're connecting with other people in their age group to be the next level generation of learning how to do things on their own, right? Because if we tell them, sometimes they're like, no, I don't want to learn.
No, that's
but
really cool.
if you bring, like I have a daughter that's 21, so you have kids that are 21, and why not put them in the same room and start building that mindset? So it's already in play, but now it's okay if we go to these national events, bringing it back, and it's just a matter of getting that information, feedback. What would you guys like to see? So then we can host our meetings to put these events together, and we'll put on whatever you guys want. These events are for our members.
We also have, upcoming this spring, every spring break week, we have a national conference in Washington, D.C., and we have the opportunity to fly to Washington, D.C. and go to the Capitol and speak to our representatives at the Capitol and give them real life scenarios of instances that we've experienced here locally that can impact what they speak about regarding bills that need to pass. And so it's a great opportunity to advocate and be present and have your voice be heard.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know that the persons who handle the advocacy part, like the lawyer part, it is not here, but it is there like a position of NAHREP, of Oregon NAHREP, that like I don't want to say the word political, but more like in the laws. Is there something that you are advocating right now or looking for right now?
A lot of the advocacy, do you want to answer, or do you want me to answer?
Well, the advocacy.
Come on, Shirley, you know that.
The government director's position.
Government
affairs. Yeah. Well, recently, our government affairs board director, she spoke in a courtroom. I don't remember what it was, and it was about making housing more affordable and down payment assistance programs. So policy changes, we've gone down to Salem to, fight for, what we're using the land here.
Were you was assigned there?
Yeah, was there.
Yeah, we were there. I was there.
Ahorita.
Yeah, Realtor. It's called Realtor Day, and it's down in the Salem Capitol, and you hear all the legislators talk and about the bills going on in the state of Oregon.
Is a Realtor Day?
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that mean?
The realtors
it's just,
so the realtors
it's us realtors, professionals, we can go down there and advocate and fight for these policy changes. Yeah.
Wow,
So-
very influential. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's a lot that we can do, but we don't really do it, right?
Yeah.
So we just, and it's because people are sensitive about politics, but you don't have to be on the right side or the left side. You can be very nonpartisan and just advocate for what it is that you believe. So for NAHREP, it's home ownership, right? So you're going to take all of the things that are impacting or preventing someone from becoming a homeowner, and you can truly advocate from it. And it could be just within the chapter, it could be within your city. There's a lot of different ways that you can get involved, but a lot of times just attending a city meeting and saying, here's the problems that exist within our community, how can we close that gap? And a pretty good example that I have is down in Medford, a lot of the builders, we don't have a lot of housing, and the builders aren't really incentivized to build, right? There's not enough
And
to put
that's
that
not
time.
just in Metro. Like
It's
that's
every
in general. It's
nationwide.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why the politicians keep coming and start like this narrative that they are going to advocate for housing and affordable housing and all of that, and then they put like this crazy amount of laws that stop builders. Like
Yeah.
you have to wait for 2 years, 3 years to be able to put the first pole on the floor. Like this is crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know why
but
they do that.
now there's grants that are available to builders, and that just passed in Oregon to be able to provide more housing. And so had we not been at the Capitol last year advocating and sharing that with our state Senate and saying, hey, maybe down payment assistance, we've been asking for it, it's not the route, let's start with the builders at least and see if we can close that and bring the pricing at a more reasonable price, right? or there's land trusts. There's different things that people are trying to do to bring affordable housing, but it takes us to bring scenarios, real life situations, and suggestions. If we don't suggest, then how are we going to know how to fix it?
How do you guys see NAHREP in the next 5 years? Like, I know you three are in the board member. Do you see yourself being a board member?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you see NAHREP in the next 5 years? Because I see, like, I hear you guys, you know, like these things, advocacy and going to DC and, you know, great things happening. But, you know, the chapter is very young. And so I'm just thinking, like, if it keeps growing, like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And how do you see yourself out there in the community and representing us?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as NAHREP goes, I mean, I see it just getting bigger and stronger, being more of an influence on our community and whoever wants to join it. And as far as myself, I mean, I hope that I'm right there along with them, helping their mission grow and helping our community. Really, that's really why we're doing what we're doing. It's helping our community grow and educating them, because education is key. And with that, you create, you help the next ones in line, the kids who they want to. We need to lead by example, and it starts with the education we provide. And so I see ourselves growing, getting stronger, and helping.
Yeah. Well, in 5 years, I'll be out of it, I guess.
Do you still see yourself?
Yeah, I still see myself being a member. I mean, I believe in the mission. I love my community, our culture. So for me, like, giving back to our community, somehow helping them through homeownership, I think it's very rewarding. Because I'm a daughter of immigrants, so seeing my parents be able to buy their first home after so many years, like, it's just, it was a very,
and you're so young too.
Yeah. I mean, it was very special because, they tell you that, you have to come here, work hard. But like, all that hard work needs to be paid off somehow. So why not invest in real estate and, get your feet wet with that in that aspect. So I think what I want is our community to create generational wealth. Because like you mentioned earlier, we don't, they don't really leave like a inheritance to their like children. And I think that's something that we're missing. At least we need to create, have roots here in the United States and not just in Mexico.
We need to empower our community and let them know we're not. Hector has a saying. He says,
we're not a minority anymore.